The moment your cat takes its final breath, the world around you falls silent. But somewhere in that silence, something ancient stirs. The air feels heavier, yet strangely calm, as if unseen eyes are still watching. For you, it feels like loss. For them, it is awakening. What if death isn't the end for your cat, but the beginning of their true journey? What if every purr, every glance, every moment of love was preparing their spirit for something greater? For centuries, ancient civilizations believed cats were not mere animals. They were guardians of the soul, travelers between worlds and messengers of the divine. And when they die, their story doesn't stop, it transforms. Tonight, you'll discover the ancient truth behind where your cat's soul really goes, and why their spirit may still be closer than you think. Let's begin. When a cat's final breath fades into silence, time seems to pause. The air shifts softer yet heavy with meaning. Their eyes close, but something deeper awakens. Because for cats, death is not a falling, it is a rising. In that fragile space between life and eternity, their soul begins to separate, gently, gracefully, as if lifted by invisible light. There is no pain, no fear, no resistance. Unlike humans who cling to the known, cats understand the flow of existence. They surrender with trust, moving easily into what lies beyond. Ancient mystics once said that in this moment, a doorway opens not outside but within. Through it, the cat's spirit steps forward, glowing, weightless, pure. The world around you may seem still, but something sacred has begun. The journey of the feline soul. As the body rests, the spirit begins to move. It rises quietly, like mist lifting from still water. No sound, no shadow, only light. The soul of a cat does not wander. It knows where to go. Ancient seers believe that when a cat dies, its essence travels through layers unseen by human eyes. Worlds that shimmer just beyond the veil of our reality. In those realms, time has no meaning, there is only peace. Their energy expands, becoming lighter, freer, glowing with the rhythm of creation itself. Every fear, every ache, every pain of their earthly life dissolves into calm, golden light. Some say this is the Bridge of Whispers, a sacred path where feline spirits begin their transformation. It's not an end, but a passage from presence to eternity, from love to light. Long before we understood science or heaven, humans looked into a cat's eyes and saw eternity staring back. To the ancient Egyptians, cats were not mere companions. They were protectors of the soul. They believed that when a cat passed, its spirit walked beside the gods, guiding lost souls safely through the afterlife. Temples were built in their honor, and their spirits were mummified with reverence. Not out of fear, but out of awe. In Japanese folklore, cats were messengers between the world of the living and the spirits. They were said to move freely across dimensions, carrying whispers from ancestors to those they loved. And in the Celtic lands, cats were seen as keepers of the otherworld, guardians standing at the twilight gates, watching over those who travel from life into death. Across every culture, one truth remained. Cats were never just animals. They were bridges between the seen and the unseen. Even after their final breath, a cat's love doesn't vanish. It changes form, turning into something unseen, yet deeply felt. Because love, once shared, never dies. It only transforms. Mystics call it the Bridge of Love, a thread of pure energy connecting a soul to the one it loved most. When your cat's spirit crosses over, this bridge remains, invisible but unbreakable. That's why some nights you feel a gentle warmth at your feet, or hear the faint echo of a purr in an empty room. Maybe it's just the wind, or maybe it's them, reaching across the unseen, whispering, "I'm still here." Ancient Egyptians believed that this bond of love guided the soul safely through the afterlife. And perhaps that's why your cat never truly leaves, their heart still beats in the silence beside you. Some say a cat's soul never stops moving, it only changes form. Because energy cannot die and love cannot fade. There are stories whispered through generations of cats who return, carrying the same spark, the same gaze, the same quiet way of resting beside their human's heart. Rebirth not as a copy, but as a continuation. Have you ever met a cat that felt instantly familiar? The way they looked at you, the way they found your lap as if they had always known it. That moment of recognition, that unspoken warmth, that is soul memory. In Egyptian lore, this was known as the Circle of Return, a sacred belief that the souls of cats travel through lifetimes, always finding the ones they loved before. Maybe that's why some bonds never fade, because love always finds its way back. Even when their paws no longer walk beside you, your cat's spirit still moves through your world quietly, gentle, unseen. Energy never disappears, it only transforms. And the energy of love is the most eternal of all. Every time you think of them, every time your heart aches, their soul feels it and responds with warmth that only the spirit can give. In the ancient world, people believed cats protected not just homes, but hearts. They were healers of unseen wounds, keepers of sacred balance between the living and the divine. So, what truly happens to a cat's soul after death? It doesn't vanish. It ascends, becoming light, becoming love, and forever circling back to you in ways you cannot always see. Because for a cat, love is not bound by time, it is eternal. And somewhere, in the quiet between worlds, they are still watching over you. So now you know death is not the end for your cat. It's only a change in form, a soft turning of the page. Their soul lives on in light, in love, and in every quiet moment that still feels like their presence. If this journey brought you peace, stay close, because there are more mysteries waiting in the unseen. The ancient truth of cats goes far deeper than we've ever imagined, and every story reveals one more secret about the bond you share. Subscribe to the Superstition Cats for more journeys beyond the veil, where myth, spirit, and the love of cats become one. And in the comments below, share your story, because your experience might be the light someone else needs to heal.